Díobh agus fáilte chuig Podchraoladh le Cynthia. A group of young farmers, student farmers, from Kildalton Agricultural College, which is in County Kilkenny, visited the European Parliament in October 2025. They were part of a bigger group that travelled to Brussels to discuss current legislative issues and problems relating to the agricultural sector. And the wider group included IFA, that's Irish Farmers Association, members and executive board officers from West Wicklow and County Kildare and other counties as well, because it also included 6 participants from the IFA already leading programme. Anyway, I was very intrigued to chat with the young farmers and find out what exactly were the issues for them, with their hopes and their dreams ahead of them. They're in agricultural college, they want to qualify and get their green certs and their certification beyond that, obviously, and they could go on and get degrees in agriculture and so forth. But I wondered, what was it like looking at the situation for young farmers in Ireland? What was it like for them as they put their efforts into this study, went home at weekends to farm on the home farm? That's if they had a home farm. And did they really see a future for themselves? So I hope you enjoyed this Podchraoladh le Cynthia, because it features those young farmers who travelled to Brussels as part of the Cian Mooney leadership scheme. Now, the Cian Mooney Future Farms Leaders Scholarship, it was set up by the Mooney family, and they're based in County Kilkenny, and it was set up with the support of Kilkenny IFA in memory of their beautiful son Cian, who also attended Kildalton Agricultural College and who tragically lost his life in an accident when he was only 17 years of age. And as I say, he was a student at that time in Kildalton Agricultural College. He was also working on the family farm with his parents, the Mooneys, in County Kilkenny. Now, the aim of the scholarship is to encourage student farmers to learn more about government policies which affect farming enterprise. And of course, government policies doesn't just mean Irish policies, it's obviously European as well. So much European legislation affects farming, our farming enterprises in Ireland. And the aim of the scholarship was also to raise awareness regarding the work of the Irish Farmers Association as a lobby group and how it can influence policy. So over the past 3 years, the scholarship has brought 3 groups of students to Brussels, thanks to the Cian Mooney Future Farm Leaders. And students get the opportunity not only to visit the European Parliament and meet with MEPs and policymakers and farming lobby groups and young farmer groups, but they obviously got to take part in Podchraoladh le Cynthia. And I was delighted to have a chat with 4 outstanding young farmers, young people. And the future of farming is safe, but that's if this group can get the opportunity to actually get going and farm. There are a lot of obstacles that they have to overcome in order to do just that. So, Tásúla gan go maith sibh tainneamh as seo. I hope you really enjoy this, clár. It's a great insight into the life of a young farmer, and I was delighted to be joined by the following: Dan O'Connor, Sarah Doherty, Gavin Young, and Richard Delaney. And a special thanks to Eamon Mooney, who organised for these 4 outstanding young farmers to travel to Brussels, because Eamon Mooney, of course, is the dad of Cian, and the Farm Leader Scholarship was set up in memory of Cian. Éistí lei seo agus bainigí tainneamh as. Hope you enjoy this. Díobh agus céad fáilte, I want to say to the lovely young farmers from Kildalton College, very close to my own hometown in Carlow. Kildalton College, of course, is part of SETU and it's based in Kilkenny. And these 4 guys have travelled out. They've had a bit of a whale of a time now, I think, in Brussels. This is about the 3rd day. So I hope the heads are clear now, because I want to find out, what is it like for young farmers in Ireland nowadays? And do you know what? Randomly, I'm just going to start with Richard, yourself. Tell me about you, Richard Delaney.
My name's Richard Delaney. I'm 21 years old, and I've a dairy farm at home in Cashel, County Tipperary. we milk 150 dairy cows, and we also rear up the calves up to 15 months old and then sell them out the shed.
Okay. Unfair question. Are you making money? Are you making a living?
Yes.
Okay.
But our big issue is we're very highly stocked, and with derogation coming up, it would be a massive blow if it went.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we're very profitable.
Yeah.
We're doing well. But if derogation went,
Yeah.
it would be a big problem.
Can I just say, there's a lot of people who listen to me and look at me and they wouldn't have a clue what derogation is. You know, in a nutshell, can you explain it? Is it easy for
It's
you?
basically your stocking rate. So the amount of animals that you have on the farm.
Exactly.
Basically, if derogation was to go, you'd have to cut back by a little less than a quarter, about 20%. So it would mean 20% less animals on the farm, and it would mean less profits on the farm.
Thanks, that's a really good explanation. You must be getting top marks in Kildalton every exam you sit. Now, I want to move to the Carlow man who's beside you there, and that is Gavin. Gavin Young. You are so young, Gavin. But do you live in Carlow?
Well, my name's Gavin Young. I live in Carlow now pretty much.
Good.
But
Great.
I went to school in Cork City. My parents live in Cork City. So, yeah.
Tell us about that you're kind of... I know you study in Kildalton, so that's close to Carlow, but how come you're kind of living in Carlow? How does that work out?
I used to just go up farming with the granddad at, like, school holidays, all that sort of thing. And he kind of got me into farming. And now I go up and I work for my uncle nearly every single weekend.
Fantastic. And is Grandad and Uncle on the same farm?
My granddad unfortunately passed away about a week
I'm
before
sorry.
I started in Kildalton. But I go up and work with the uncle now.
With the uncle, on the same farm that your
On the
granddad
same
had?
farm, yeah.
That's lovely. It's come down through the generations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that something really important to
Oh,
maintain
yeah.
the farm?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. You're the custodian, isn't that?
Yeah.
Isn't that it? And do you like it?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I enjoy working with my uncle, yeah.
Yeah, great. And what kind of enterprise is it?
So after the milk quotas got abolished, the uncle got into milking cows, but he didn't want to milk cows conventionally, like putting them through a parlour, so he put in a Delval robot, and he has 2 robots now milking about 120, 130 cows.
I asked you to show me a picture the other night when we were meeting for our meal, and you couldn't find one, but Eamon, who's with you here from Kilkenny, he showed me a picture. I mean, it's mind-blowing. It's amazing. Now, I know there's work to be done to get them towards the robot and fixed into it and all that, but what's it like? Is it cut down hugely on physical work?
You don't have the daily slog of walking up and down the parlour, but your time is spent doing other things, like there's a lot of more computer work with it. You're kind of looking at the cows more that regard as opposed to physically looking at them in a parlour. And it allows you a bit of flexibility with your time. You don't have to be in the yard at 6 o'clock every morning.
Would you be making TikTok videos now while they were hooked up?
Oh no, don't have time for that.
You wouldn't have the earbuds on, do you? Everybody nowadays goes around with earbuds in them. It drives me mad. You try and have a conversation with somebody and they say, oh, hold on, I have to take the earbuds out. Anyway, sorry, I'm coming to Sarah Doherty. You are a young student, a bright young farmer, and I think your sister is involved with you in farming. Would I be right?
Yeah, you'll be. Yeah, thanks for having us.
You're welcome.
I'm living in Sleeverow in South Kilkenny, so about half an hour from Kildalton. And yeah, my sister, she did the 2 years in Kildalton as well and has continued her education into SETU in Waterford. We're milking at home. We're milking about 70 in a 12-unit herringbone parlour. And I suppose, yeah, it's just we're all, pulling our weight at home at the moment, but don't know what's going to come down the line in the future. And
I know.
Yeah, it's
so unpredictable.
It's very unpredictable.
Can I just ask you about the family makeup sort of thing? Like, so you're a student, so you can't farm every day.
No, definitely not.
No, of course you can't. You have to go into college and do your lectures and so forth, do your exams. But your sister is full-time, is she? Is she finished with her education?
No, she's not. So she went on to do the level 7 course that the 3 lads are doing.
Great.
Between Waterford and Kildalton.
Good.
And then she is now gone to a level 8. So
Wonderful.
she is busy now this year with more paperwork.
But she
and
still
stuff.
works on the farm when she's free,
Yeah,
not studying.
yeah, exactly,
Not travelling up and down. And who else is on the farm? Your parents?
Yeah, mum and dad are home as well, and they're both trying to make a living off it as well.
Okay. And do they work at the same time every day, or are they trying to juggle all the jobs, trying to share it?
They're juggling the whole time. I suppose they have their routine. They know what works for them now,
Good.
but I mean, you can only do so much in such an unpredictable career and lifestyle and
Okay.
everything. So.
But you grew up in it.
Yeah.
And you clearly love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And that love is never going to go away.
Never.
But you're trying to marry that love for the land and the farming enterprise and the whole way of life. You're trying to marry that with the future.
Just getting back to reality, like, yeah.
Exactly. What? Tell us, give us some insight into what the future, right now, just a little snapshot of what you think the future could be for you.
Well, for myself personally, I'm after going on to do veterinary nursing below in MTU. So I've gone slightly different to the lads and the sister. But I suppose that was just because I had an interest in it myself anyway and wanted to explore that. And, you know, I'll finish up in, it'd be 3 or 4 years hopefully, and I'll know what my next step is. I know I'll be able to find a job and get into that, and I'll have my starting salary like the lads mentioned earlier.
Yeah, so important.
Yeah, exactly.
God, putting
and
petrol in the car or diesel,
Yeah.
whatever you're driving, and then paying the high insurance. We were talking about that the other night.
Yeah,
Crazy
exactly.
high for young people.
Yeah, so I can plan that far ahead, and then after that, then obviously I'll want to be farming somewhere in the middle of it and can't accommodate it.
Yeah, and Sarah, when you do start your job, please God, and as a veterinary nurse, will you farm as well on the weekends? Well, you know, when you're not working.
I would hope to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's something that I genuinely want to do. I obviously feel an obligation as well, but it's just how, and is it going to be viable? Am I going to be having a job to support the farm?
Yeah.
What way is it going to just eat into the money?
And would you feel really hard done by or fed up or, pardon my French, would you feel sort of peed off if you put in a couple of years, your early working years now as a veterinary nurse and all the weekends into the farm, and then you realised this is not viable, I've wasted weekends over maybe a 5-year period. Is that playing on your mind?
I don't think so, because, I wouldn't necessarily see it as a job. I wouldn't see it as like... I mean, I think the reality of it is when, we're young, we know that when we're helping out at home, you're not going to get out of it. And
Did you not get paid for all the work you did when you were knee-high to a grasshopper? No? They paid you in different ways.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. But that's just the way it is. So
Yeah, I know.
the expectation and reality can be different at times.
Yeah, I want to talk about that as well, because obviously the young people that you're with in the farming community are used to all of that. But then when you talk to young people in other walks of life, they have a totally different view of work and the work-life balance. Sorry, Dan, I nearly left you out, but I'm not going to leave you out. The Cork man. How could I leave out the Cork man?
Oh, jeez, I don't know.
I
You
don't
could
know
forget me.
either, Dan. Now, Dan, you intrigued me the other night when we were having the dinner and we were having the chats, and you said to me you grew up in the city, and I know that I'm not going to start naming names, but you come from a business family as opposed to a farming family. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, family business at home.
Yes, and it's nothing to do with farming or farm production or anything like that. But and you went to school in the city centre, if I could call it that.
Yeah, everyone was city. I was raised in the city, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then I grew up, was always going up to the uncle there in Tipperary. He's a beef farmer.
So another uncle, like our friend over here, who's going up to the granddad in Carlow and the uncle. You had an uncle where?
Yeah, up in Ballinunty in Tipperary, and another uncle in Kilkenny. So
All right.
went up there. They were always beef, kind of a large enterprise. And then school was going, and midterm was spent up there. Christmas was spent up there. Then COVID hit, and I was stuck in the county, I suppose, and doing the leaving cert as well during COVID, and then
Horrible. I had a son who did it during COVID as well. It was horrific. That was awful.
the online classes now are tough and everything, but
Yeah.
it was grand, just ploughed on. But went then, the leaving cert was proving difficult, I suppose, for me, so I said I better go away and do something else. So I went away milking cows for a lad, Dear McGaney out in North Cork and Carrick-Navarre.
Which you were paid.
Yeah, I was paid to do.
Paid work.
Look, I had a car, wasn't going asking the parents for money first, so needed diesel money.
Yeah.
Needed to pay for insurance, high costs and everything, so I went away working there. And
Was it easy to get a job?
to be honest with you, the brother found him on Dundee.
Yeah. Good.
It was kind of random, and went out to him. Then he learned who we were, and he was shocked. Was a nice way of putting it. And,
Why?
I was wondering what we were doing. He knew the background of our family business and everything, you know. And he thought
He
the
couldn't
last.
figure you out,
No, it's a good way to have it though. Sometimes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
And so worked there and did the leaving cert. I suppose I got the all predicted grade, so I got the kind of the easy way out of it. So
Right.
I wasn't complaining anyway. And worked there for 7 or 8 months full time, and then I went off, started working with Dairy Master, fitting milking parlours, and then
my parents said to me, the apprenticeship wasn't available at the time, so then
The apprenticeship with who? With what?
with Dairy Master,
With Dairy Master itself.
fitting
Yeah.
milk and parlours. Parents told me I need to get some paperwork for life, because you don't know what's going to happen if you go working
No.
on a farm and you stay working on a farm. Things might not end up in your
No.
favour, and you always need paperwork to fall back on. So got talking, and Kildalton was the choice for me.
Has it worked out?
I would say so, yeah.
Good, you have to say that.
Yeah.
I think there might be a lecturer or two listening to this out there.
yeah.
And Eamon is out there as well from Kilkenny.
All nice things now.
Yes,
so.
exactly. Eamon Mooney, who accompanied you on the trip. Yeah. What is it like now studying in Kildalton? Is there a good atmosphere? Like, I know what it's like to study. Sorry, I better be specific about this question. Are people hopeful studying and doing all the qualifications in the farming enterprises in Kilkenny, or are they downbeat?
I'd say they're very upbeat about the whole
Good.
thing.
Oh yeah,
Good.
definitely, yeah.
Jeez, any day in Kildalton I was there, I was left with a smile on my face.
Great.
Great crack. The lads you meet down there for friends for life.
Oh yeah.
And I
definitely.
didn't know anyone around this table going in there, and can say I know them quite well now,
Good.
and plenty of others as well.
And I know that's a feature of youth. I mean, obviously, we're all so positive when we're young and so forth, because the world's our oyster and the world's ahead of us. But are ye mithered or annoyed or affected negatively by some of the problems you know and you're hearing about in terms of your own future? You know, like I touched on it a little bit with Sarah, but what about the lads? Are you worried?
I suppose, in terms of me with derogation, and
Yeah.
when you're like, you can't really fully invest in the business because
Exactly.
you don't know, like you could put up a shed, and then derogation goes, and you've no animals to put in the shed. Like,
Yeah.
it's a big.
And also, Richard,
It's a
you
risk.
could get a bank loan to pay for the shed, and then you mightn't be able to make the repayments on the bank loan for the
Yeah.
shed. Like, and financial pressure is the worst type of pressure, I think, in life.
And I mean, the interest rates are gone crazy. Like,
Yeah, they are.
6 and 7%, and
Yeah,
you see here in Belgium, and they're able to get 1%.
1% on the
It's
interest
crazy.
rates.
So.
Can I ask you just in general then about housing? All young people talk about housing. Is that an issue that features at all? Because your world is so dominated by uncertainty around farming, less so than housing, does that in any way put housing to the side for you?
Sure, I suppose when you're going down to college, you have to. Cork City, it is an hour and a half away from Kildalton. You're going down, you're looking for a house. Now, first year it was accommodation on site, but second year now, and I'm going on to do agriculture and WIT, and you're constantly looking for accommodation, and the price of it is just sky high.
Like what? In Waterford now?
They were looking for €160 a week per person.
Yeah, and how many
In the
people
house.
would they box into the house?
I did have 5 or 6 people
Yeah.
in the house, plus bills then, and bins
Yeah.
and everything, do you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're probably talking.
And then
the bones of-
commuter, diesel, petrol.
Yeah, exactly. Diesel, petrol, the whole lot. You know, it's not
Food.
cheap and everything. Do you know?
Food. I know young people eat a lot.
Yeah, and having a social life as well. So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can we just talk about the other costs now that we mentioned, because we were talking about it the other night about the cost of insurance. How's insurance costs going for you?
My insurance cost this year cost me about €1,600 to insure my car.
Massive.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hours where wherever you're getting your payment.
Oh yeah, plenty of days working.
That's
for
a
the
lot
uncle.
of hours worked. And what about yourself and insurance?
Mine was 1,050, so it wasn't
Okay.
too bad.
Okay,
but,
you're lower, and your own one roughly.
About 1,800 it was.
Wow, 1,800,
geez, I'm for 4 years on the road now. It's €1,900.
1,900.
Yeah,
That must also annoy you, does it?
I got it. Does sure. That's a huge cost you have to fork out, and it's not as if it's you could look. You can break it up into small sums and all that to
True.
pay it out monthly and all that, but sure,
True,
then it's a bit
yeah.
more expensive and everything. And
It is a bit more expensive. It's
Yeah.
much more expensive if you're
Yeah.
going to spread it out over the 12 months.
so I don't know. I just think try save a bit and spend it in the one bob and be done with it for the year. At least it's another thing ticked off for the year.
I want to ask you then, open-ended, totally open-ended, what's like the main issue? It doesn't have to be a problem, like, or what's the main feature that you kind of have to deal with every day? That could be challenging, or it could be a fun challenge. You know, what is it about farming that can prove a bit tricky?
I suppose the unpredictability of it
Yeah.
has its good and its bad. You're not going to get fed up having the exact same thing happening every single day, because I mean, you're never going to have that. You'll have your routine and your basic things that you would do, and times of the year, seasonal challenges, etc. But I suppose then with that brings the challenges of, we have obviously nitrates and derogation and stuff coming
Yeah.
in. But then with CAP, that's changing every 4 years, reform every 2 years, and that's very difficult to plan ahead for as well.
Absolutely, and then with the cap reduction now that we're dealing with, even though it's only under negotiation, we're going to have negotiations now on the budget, cap included, as in us in the European Parliament over the next year and a half. Now the cap budget will come up during the Irish presidency of the European Council, which we hope will be useful.
Yeah, hopefully they'll have it sealed at the end of that.
Exactly, and the Irish are very well respected out here. Does anybody else want to comment on what bothers them or what they enjoy?
I suppose you're going out working for other lads, you'd be hoping one day that you have your own farm at home. But look, coming from the city there, don't have a farm, do you know what I mean, to go home to. So you'd be hoping that maybe in time there might be ways that might entice you to go into farming. Do you know, you're looking at things now and people are getting done right, left and centre for everything that the government can do them for, and taxes and everything. But you'd be hoping that maybe someday the bigger farmers will leave some land there for the small lad to get in. These big people, they're buying up everything right, left and centre.
So some incentive scheme perhaps, maybe, for the bachelor farmer who never had kids.
Exactly, yeah. No, look.
Or the woman farmer who never had kids, who might like even a portion of their land to be left over.
Yeah, I see. Like
to
there
a
are ways
scheme for young farmers.
There's partnerships and everything that you can go into and all that, but
Land mobility and all that.
land
Yeah, sorry, repeat that.
The land mobility.
Yes, yeah. Go back again, Dan.
Sorry, I was talking about the partnerships there, getting into it. But like, as a young person going into it, it's hard to get money for a loan off the banks and everything. And going into a partnership, you need a lot of money up front. You need to be saving for an awful long time because you have to buy. Let's say there are certain deals, but I know a fella and he's going into a partnership. He has to buy half the herd of the cows. He has to have his own machinery going in there because when you think about it, the farmer already has the land. He's putting a lot on the table already. So,
But all of this is impossible. All of this negotiation with banks, if you do want to build up a farming enterprise, it seems to me nowadays to be really, really challenging for a youngster like all of you, wonderfully bright, intelligent people, to be going in and looking at a bank manager, if you're lucky to find one now. It's normally all done online. But to be going in and saying, I need this huge amount of money. I mean, the numbers are huge, unless, of course, you've got the backing of, the parents' farm, the uncle's farm, whatever. But even at that, it's tricky because of the succession piece, isn't it? Because the parents mightn't want to be going to the bank with you, or the uncle mightn't want to be going, would he?
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, no, exactly. But it's tricky.
Oh, yeah. She'd nearly want to win the lotto to go farming if you were in Dan's situation, or like maybe in mine. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it all pans out, I suppose. But
yeah. And sorry, go ahead. You wanted to come in, or did you?
No.
No, maybe you didn't. And the other thing that strikes me about young farmers is that they have a good cohesive kind of community. Is that fair to say? And I'm not talking just about Mockra, and this is only based on what I saw at the ploughing over years and years. I've been going to the ploughing. Like there's a great sense of we are together. That's why I'm not surprised you said every day in Kildalton has been fun. Like they're fun people and they're positive, but they seem to be, they're really get up and go.
They're very passionate and very driven because you have to be.
Exactly.
To be able to get up every morning and stay doing it.
Yeah. Does that get hard though sometimes? You kind of think, I'm going to chuck this in and I'm just going to go back and I'm going to either start an apprenticeship or I'm going to get a degree. Is it tricky to keep positive?
I suppose sometimes you just have the ups and downs and you just kind of have to plough on, really, isn't it? But if you have a good community behind you, you'll do an awful lot of things, really, wouldn't you? Do you know, if you have good backing from a home and you have a good friend group, they'll get you through the worst of it. Yeah, good.
I was talking to a young farmer there, and he's now established and he's farming, but he's doing up a house, on the home farm. And again, he was talking about planning, and he was talking about, now he's doing it by direct labour, which is always cheaper and it's always, easier. But he was saying he was building it literally by mehel. So all of his contacts, whether they're in the building trade, the electrician, whatever it is, getting them in. Is that something that you might see working for yourselves in terms of trying to put a roof over your heads?
I don't know. Well, I'm living with the granny pretty much every time I go up the weekend now.
That's nice. She must present everything up to you.
Oh yeah, she treats me and the uncle very
Jesus,
well.
I wouldn't think you're thinking about moving out then and going to a house.
Maybe I'll get hers, but sure you wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't know. Isn't that the whole thing about the wouldn't know? It's that piece that whether it's the land or whether it's the house on the land, because you want to be near the animals or you want to be near the machinery or whatever, but it's the not knowing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And without getting too personal, I mean, how does it work with, an uncle, say, or a grandfather, if there are other grandchildren or other nephews and nieces who are around and want to farm as well?
I suppose you do what you're told. Yeah, don't you?
Stand in line.
Yeah, you get told what to do and you don't know what's coming down the line, so it's a guessing game really for now, and sure you never,
Yeah.
what happens, and if you can't argue with it.
Can I ask you a sort of a light enough question? Do you ever go away on holidays? Do young farmers ever go away on holidays? Do you get a week off that you can go to the sun, as they say?
We're on our holidays now.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Pretty much.
I
yeah.
thought that was going to be the answer, and that you got to go to wonderful Brussels on your holidays. But no, it is a kind of a serious question, because I know an awful lot of, the young farmers that are involved, obviously, in the GA, or they're obviously involved in charity work in the local towns, which mightn't have anything to do with sport. Could be special needs, could be other things. But do you get to go away on holidays?
Well, I'm very lucky if I tell the uncle, like, oh, I'm going to some event, or I want to go off doing this, or like there now in 2 weeks time when we have a midterm break, I'm going over to America to visit family over there.
Oh, great.
So I told, like, as soon as I knew, I told the uncle, oh, I won't be here that week. And
What does he do then for that week?
Well, I don't know what
He'll rearrange.
Well, I don't know what he's really going to do. Like, he's kind of stuck enough for staff now, so we'll have to.
And sorry, in terms of staff, do you use farm relief? Do you use visiting people? Do they call them woofsters? Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
What are they called? The students that come from other countries, from France. Woofters, is it?
In some place they will be. Other times you
So
can't.
who do you get when you're stuck for people to help on the farm?
I suppose in my situation we're lucky enough in that there's usually someone at home, like that with the mother, father, sister and everything.
But that means nobody can get sick. Nobody can have a dental appointment.
You're always relying on the
mean?
internal structure, like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what about yourselves? Do you have cover down in Cashel?
Well, my mum would do a lot during the spring when we're busy. She'd come out an awful lot. And then I suppose you're just working long hours. It's
Okay.
You just have to get on with it.
Okay, and I presume you don't all head off to the hills to the sun as a family. You can't. Somebody has to be left there.
Yeah, well, during, let's say, the end of the year, October, November, December time, you could work away with one person there. Like, I could do a bit and the father could go away. Not that he wants to, he loves the farming, but...
exactly.
Or I could go away like now, but during the spring it's a lot of work.
Impossible in spring.
Well, we get through it, but...
But impossible to be saying, hi, I'm going to go for a week to America or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And what about yourself, Dan? Do you get away?
I do, yeah, in fairness. Well, I was over in New Zealand for placement there for Kildalton.
Oh, brilliant.
What a great experience. Do you know? Just unreal. You get all sorts of weather and everything. You got a bit of sunburn, rain, the whole lot.
I've never been to New Zealand. Have you been to New Zealand, the rest of you?
No,
I haven't.
I'd love to
I've
go.
never been. I would love to go as well. It's on my bucket list. Tell us about it.
That was great. I was on a corporate farm out there now, and it was grand. You learned plenty, but I don't know if I'd be recommending a corporate farm. I then went to a family farm with 380 cows, and it was brilliant. They were lovely people, very welcoming and everything, and they kind of took you in as their own. And out there, I suppose the vastness, it would get to you sometimes. Like the lads, a group of 8 of us went out from Kildalton. 1 girl, which is very brave of her, and 7 lads. And we're all kind of within the hour of each other. So I suppose if you wanted to meet up in the evening, you could. But it's just kind of, I said I better go away, to see something new.
Absolutely.
Do something
Travel
different,
is the best education. Can I throw something at you or maybe the rest? Could you see yourself going with whatever qualification you add on, like in your case, dental nursing or whatever, or veterinary nursing, not dental. But would you see yourself taking a year out and going to some place like Australia and just working your guts off?
You could,
definitely, I think.
Would you? Or where would you go?
either Australia, New Zealand. I wouldn't mind going to America either.
Yeah.
I'm an American citizen, so I can go over there whenever I want. So
Lucky for you, you don't need
Lucky
to
for
worry
me,
about your
but,
phone, social media, what you've said
No,
in relation
yeah.
to everything and
I
anything
have-
that they
I
vet
will-
now.
yeah.
Good man. So,
Hopefully so.
you have a clear path there. What about yourself?
I'm a bit of a home bird. I like
Yeah.
I like it here, and I might for a few months maybe, but I wouldn't like to stay away long time.
That's fair enough too. And you can see a clear path. It mightn't be a very easy path for you, but there's a clear one. Well, what about
I definitely like
Sarah?
to, under what circumstances. I don't know whether it be with the qualification and go working that way or something completely different, but
But if
see
you
something different.
If you used your qualification and you went working, we'll just say you go to Australia and you use your qualification, would you miss the farming though? Would you miss
Yeah, I
every
mean,
weekend not doing it?
if I was ever thinking about going, I'd always be thinking about coming back. You'd see, a lot of people and
Yeah.
they're going and they're getting a one-way ticket, or they think they're going to come home and then they realise what it's like over there, and they don't, and you can understand that too. But it'd always be in the back of your mind, yeah.
Now, I want to ask you this about him. I touched on it and it's come back into my head now, thankfully, because I love talking to young people from different areas of life and professions and jobs and whatever, apprentices. But how do people who are not involved in farming, how do they react to, or do you get a chance to tell them how ye work, your skins off? How do they react?
I remember there, when I first started milking cows and silage, there coming into silage season, they were kind of, are you around? No, I'm not. No, I'm busy. Sorry. And then they'd ask you again a day later or 2 days later. No, I'm actually still busy. Do you know, there's seasons now in farming, and you just have to go with it. And the weather, I suppose climate change is a thing. You have to notice it and acknowledge it. But you have tighter times to get things done. Do you know what I mean? The weather only comes good for a certain amount of time.
No, you're absolutely right. But I'm just wondering, do they get it? Do young people that are not involved in farming, that you're friendly with, and I know in Kildalton there's different disciplines, so you will, but now it's farming related, I appreciate that. But do they appreciate the work you're doing, or do they think you're idiots?
Well, you could understand if they did.
Yes.
Do you know, there's so much opportunity for us. We have so many options. We're all after continuing our education. I'd say there's a small percentage of lads that we were in college with that are after going home farming, and I mean, they're going to be there for a long time now, at whatever age their parents or whoever it is that they are, and they might not get a chance to go travelling. If we all, we have plans of it, we'll finish college and that'll be the perfect time for us to go, and the parents might be expecting it that way, but a lot of them now, they're at home and that'll be it. And
it's a sacrifice.
yeah, definitely.
And what do your friends think of you that aren't involved in farming? Do they think you're mad?
I suppose a bit, but they kind of understand it at the same time there. I have great friends at home, and they kind of understand that I'm busy and stuff. And
Good. Good.
So yeah.
Because you'll always need a friend who might be a doctor or a lawyer or an electrician or, a
Yeah.
carpenter. So, it's good to have all these lads or these girls around you in the friend group. And sorry, yourself.
Oh yeah, like I'd be talking to like some of the lads that I'd be friends with from school, like,
Well,
or like
let's
when
be-
I'd go up like on school holidays, they'd be like, oh, like they wouldn't realise that I'd be there like the whole time. I'd just be working the whole time on the farm. They'd be like, oh, what do you do in the evenings? Oh, I sit up and watch lads on YouTube farming then as my entertainment, like, but
Yeah.
like you'd be working a good bit of the time, and they wouldn't be doing the same. Like they'd be going off working in their part-time job, and like they'd be able to go off and meet up with people in the
Yeah.
middle of the day or things like that, whereas like you can't really do that as much with
No,
the farm.
you can't. But I just want to ask you then, when you do go out, because you have to go out. I know you went out in Brussels this week, but where do you go? No, what goes on tour stays on tour, right? I don't want to hear any stories now.
Oh,
okay?
they won't be.
We'll be
they won't be
sued.
told.
We'll be sued. But no, I want to know, back to Ireland now, when you're back in, whether it's Cork or you're coming from Cork up to Carlow or you're in Cashel, and of course you're closer again in Kilkenny, what do you do? What do you like to do just to chill?
Go for a swim.
Oh, lovely. Where?
Cool down. Fountainstown is a nice spot.
Oh, yeah.
Kinsale.
Very nice.
It's lovely.
Okay.
Relax.
So sorry, is that in the sea? Now you mentioned Kinsale.
Oh, swim in the sea, yeah.
Yeah, good. I swim in Lochine in West Cork.
Oh God, yeah, lovely spot.
Oh, it's fabulous. What do you like to do?
Jesus, it's.
You have to think about
I
that
do,
now.
yeah. You'd have to put a bit of thinking into it.
Oh, we'll come back. Somebody, do you know what you like to do?
I play a bit of sports. I play Gaelic football and I play soccer.
Who are you playing with?
I play football with Borland Douala, and soccer with Cashel.
Excellent.
And I go to the gym that time, despite what it may look like. But
I'll tell you, I wouldn't doubt. I'd say you could lift a queer few heifers there. There'd be no bother on you. And can I ask you, do you always make it to the training or the matches?
I would. I might be late most of the time, but
Okay.
I do, yeah.
Okay, and they put you on the field. What do you like to do?
I don't. I pretty much now. I've kind of singled myself in on anything farm related, to be honest. So I don't really have much interest other than farming.
Yeah, so
outside
would
of
you
it.
like to watch YouTube? You like to
Oh
watch
well,
the stuff?
I do. I'd be watching YouTube of lads farming different things. And
Yeah.
you would be learning a bit from it. To be fair, like,
But I understand that. My husband is mad into cars, and every channel, every time I look at the television, I don't get to look at it now very often, but it's just constantly channels about cars, vintage cars, veteran cars, whatever cars, the price of cars, the auction of cars. It's just cars, and it's great. It's great to have the interest.
Oh yeah.
It's better than going out and gambling and over drinking and none of that happens. Sarah, what about you?
Yeah, I suppose I'm away in college during the week down in Kerry. So a lot of that will be whatever's going on in the college with different societies and stuff.
Good.
You throw yourself into Atten. And then when you're at home, I'd be working part-time and just
Oh, yeah.
catching up with people. And
Where do you work part-time?
I work in a dog kennels.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so it's
And
a bit
that's
different.
kind of sociable, isn't it?
Yeah, oh God, yeah, it is. Yeah.
So it's not like, well, it is a real job. Sorry, I didn't mean that to sound bad. But like dealing with dogs is lovely. I love dogs. It must be nice dealing with dogs. I sound like Trump now. The dogs. Come here to me. We're going to bring it to a close. Have to say, I've really enjoyed talking to you. So we started off with Dan O'Connor, and then we had Sarah Doherty, and then we moved to Richard Delaney, and then we had Gavin Young. I just want to wish you the best of luck. I think you're great. And please, will you contact your MEP if I can do anything for you?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for having us on.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Tásúlagam Garhan on Podchraoladh Live. You've just been listening to 4 young farmers: Dan O'Connor, Sarah Doherty, Gavin Young, agus Richard Delaney. Now, they form part of the Cian Mooney Future Farm Leaders Scholarship, and the scholarship was originally set up in conjunction with Kildalton Agricultural College, but due to the success of the project, it will be officially launched in all of the Teagasc agricultural colleges in Ireland from this year, 2025. Well done, Teagasc. And this will give many more young farmers the opportunity to become involved and ultimately help to shape the future of farming in Ireland by learning more about it and by learning more about farming in Europe and the politics of Europe. So students will have the opportunity to apply through their college.